This month marks the 400th anniversary of English Renaissance composer John Dowland's death. So I'm going to sit down with you and have a chat about my personal favourite Dowland pieces. Let's go. We don't know exactly when he died, but we do know the date of his burial, February the 20th, 1626. So the anniversary is Saturday. First up, I have to share, okay, my favourite Dowland is Semper Dowland, Semper Dolens. We find this scored for a lute tablature or for a consort of viols. It's part of his book Lachrimae or Seven Tears, most probably published in 1605, and it's just so beautiful. Let me play the opening for you. Of the melody and the harmony means something in Dowland's works. I want to listen to it once more and just let me describe to you what I love. A happy major chord, what could go wrong? Moving up a semitone, back down again. C sharp to natural, major to minor. A feeling of being in suspense. And then this beautiful rising bass line. It's like we're reaching for the heavens. Will we get there? No, probably not. Then in the third section of the piece, we hear the bell tolling. Listen to this. That singularly bell-like note tolling in the centre of the piece as the chords move around it, climbing up and finally exploding out into this chord that then falls back down again. Oh! If my keyboard skills weren't quite doing it for you, there is a sublime recording by the Royal Wind Music. It's on their album Sweet Music of Sundry Kinds. It's played on recorder consort. It's just the best. And if you want to play it yourself, there's this wonderful book, Dowland Complete Consort Music, published by Schott. There is so much in here. Okay, let's continue with one of my favourite dancers. But before we do, I would just like to point something out. I want to warn you, I fear that this video is not going to be rich in musicology. Usually when I do a video about a historical composer, I like to spend weeks researching it, and frankly this week I have not had the time, so it's going to be a little bit more of a chatty video, sitting down with you and just having a nice chat. I've just spent a few lovely days in England and it was packed in with all kinds of great activities. I spent 2 days teaching in my job as a professor at the Royal College of Music. I attended a conference with my publishers of my books. I went to an awards ceremony where my method book was awarded a high commendation. Yes! And I also had 2 concerts. So I'm kind of tired. So I hope you don't mind that this is more of like a casual chatty video. On with the favourites. The Earl of Essex Galliard. John Dowland didn't only write very melancholy music, he wrote lots of dances too, and this one is one of my favourites. It's so rhythmically joyful, it bounds about all over the place, and it has those rising bass line and melodic motifs that you know I love so much. We find it in a consort piece for 5 voices, perfect for a quintet, but if you'd rather sing, the melody comes back in Dowland's 1597 book, the first book of songs. It's the song Can She Excuse My Wrongs? Can she excuse my wrongs with virtue's cloak? Shall I call her good when she proves unkind? That was my best impression of the singing, but nothing is better than a countertenor singing Dowland. Oh, it's so lovely. You should definitely check out the countertenor Sean Bell, based in Oslo. He has a really cool project where he sings Dowland with synthesizers. Oh, if that freaks you out, please don't let it, because it's really, really, really great. And I love that 400 years later, we can take this wonderful music, we can play it in a historically informed manner, and we can also experiment with it. So Sean Bell, check him out. In the third part, the main melody is almost a monotone. Will that be thus abused still, seeing that she will right thee never if thou canst not overcome her will, da 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 da. Whereas the second voice takes over the melodic function. I love that interweaving. I loved it so much, I made an arrangement in my first book, My Favourite Melodies for Soprano Recorder. And yes, I did swap around the voices a little bit and add ornamented diminutions so that as a soloist, you feel that you're getting lots of notes in there. Play a little bit of the ending. So even though I was gallivanting last week rather than doing research for this video, I did find something that you will find very interesting. I was in the city of Oxford for 2 concerts in the early music series at St Hilda's College. It was really lovely, and I found the time to visit the Ashmolean Museum, where they have a small collection of instruments. Now, I went in and I was first quite disappointed because it was only strings. No recorders, but I did see these. A beautiful trio of English viols from the time of Dowland. These are from the turn of the 17th century. An anonymous bass viol, a tenor viol by John Rose, who died in 1611, and a tenor viol by Richard Blunt. This third one is dated 1605, the probable year of Dowland's Lachrimae book. Is it completely outlandish to think that Dowland may have even seen or heard these very instruments being played? Okay, I warned you that this video wasn't going to be rich in musicological insights, but I was looking at the backs of these viols. Doesn't this look like a bomb? I think it's so beautiful. It's such a work of art, and it looks like a jiggly wobbly bomb. Bear with me. I don't know, I was just thinking about what we decide to perceive as beautiful. So if you're worried about your body having lumpy bumpy bits or being covered in lines and not being completely smooth, rather than seeing our own imperfections, we can think, wow, I am an ornamented work of art that deserves to be bewondered in a museum. Does this make any sense at all? I'm so sorry. Let's continue on with another piece of music. I'm sorry, I've got to be basic. Flow My Tears, Pavan Lachrimae. It is Dowland's most well-known work for a reason. 400 years later, it's still breaking hearts. Now, I'm not going to go deep into the word painting because I've already done that on a video over here about Flow My Tears. Just to give you a bit of background, it's also a song. Flow my tears, fall from your springs, exiled forever, let me mourn. This piece took on a life of its own. It doesn't only appear in 2 different versions in Dowland's works, as the song Flow My Tears and as the consort piece Lachrimae Antiquae. Other composers have since been inspired by this, one of whom we know very well is Jacob van Eyck, who wrote variations on it. It has even inspired pop stars of today, namely Sting, who took it upon himself to learn the lute and release an entire album of John Dowland's works. Now, if you listen to this, it's not historically informed performance practice, but there is so much love and passion in the music. I really think it's worth listening to. I love hearing these songs in Sting's passionate pop star voice. And yes, I was so inspired. I included it in my second book, which is My Favourite Melodies for Alto. And what I did was take the main melody and intersperse it with some of Jacob van Eyck's variations. So you get the best of both worlds, Dowland and van Eyck together. Now at this point I've been chatting for quite a long time, so I'd like to ask you, can you write your favourite Dowland works in the comments below? I'd love to hear what you enjoy listening to. There is also, I'm sorry to be talking about my books all the time, but I'm proud of them. If you're a beginner rather than an intermediate player and the My Favourite Melodies books are a little bit out of your reach, I've also included Dowland in my beginner's method by Hal Leonard. It's the song Come Again. Come again, sweet love, la 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 la, la 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 la. Where is it? Where is it? Over here on page 59, right after My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. I firmly believe in drawing in the masses with the big hits and then being like, surprise early music! Oh, sorry, that was a bit too much on camera. So, I don't know, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I don't know if I'm going to post this because I think it's gotten far too chaotic. This is where my brain is after a tour, when I've been performing and presenting and teaching and doing everything. But I'm going to have a bit of time off now, writing some more music for you all. And finally, I want to ask you to do two little things. One is to help me, one is to help you. At the end of this video, could you please click on another one of my videos and watch like 10 seconds of it? That's all you need for YouTube to go, oh, okay, people like this and they stay here and watch the videos. Yes, that's good. And then I want you to put your phone down, close the laptop and go and play your recorder. My ultimate aim for all of my followers here is that you stop looking at your and go out and play music. So click on one of my videos and then go and do some practice. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face over here. All of my books are available in signed copies on my web shop, and here's some more videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.